Hello everyone, this is your teacher Chris and I would like to formally welcome you to our online class, and this is Fundamentals of English, Matayom 1. Before we start our online classes, let's talk about first some house rules. If we have live lessons online, make sure that you enter the meeting on mute. After that, activate the video and greet everyone in the meeting. You can only send private chat to the teacher to ask about the lesson. Respect everyone in the class. Avoid saying or chatting rude words. Always be polite when talking to your teachers and your classmates. During our live online classes, make sure that you always dress politely and decently. Always turn in your homework on time. Late homework shall be deducted points. Be honest. Take the quizzes or exercises online by yourself. Don't copy your classmates' answers or work. Participate in all the activities in our class. Make sure to help your group mates whenever we have group tasks. Contribute to the group to get better results. Last but not the least, have fun! We are here to learn new things every day, and learning should be exciting and fun all the time. Download Google Classroom on your mobile phones. Class codes shall be given by the teacher on our line support, and you can scan it right here. Download Quizzes app on your mobile phones for your interactive quizzes online. Download Classcraft on your mobile phones for our daily quests and earn extra points in our class. This is a tool to make our classes more interactive and gamified. If you like mobile games and playing online games, I'm sure you're going to love this too. Download Zoom application on your electronic devices and register your email. Make sure that the email that you use is the same as the one that you use to register in our Google Classroom. For additional learning support and information about our class and day-to-day English, you can scan this code right here to get regular updates. Hello everyone, this is Teacher Chris, and this is Introduction, Day 2. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing fine and together with their family. Remember, stay safe and stay healthy. Last meeting, we were able to review some of the information, specifically some helpful vocabulary and phrases that is essential to introduce ourselves using English confidently. Please feel free to go back to the video if you've missed something, or you could send me a private message in our Google Classroom or line support group. So today is a new day. Another wonderful day indeed to learn new things in English. Here are today's class objectives. Objective number 1, presentation of students' output. Objective number 2, knowledge check of students' ability in telling time and in everyday English classroom language. Welcome to our classroom. This is Day 2 Introduction of Fundamentals of English, Matayom 1. Hello you guys! I'm back and I'm very excited for us to learn again today. Alright, so what do we have for today? Let me just check this out. Okay, so today I just want you to do your practice test online. And how are you going to do that? I want you to go to your quizzes app on your phone, or you can click the link on your Google Classroom classwork page to get access for this day's online test. And after taking the test, please take a screenshot of your score and upload it to Google Classroom and turn in your work. All right? So, here are some helpful tips how to turn in my homework task in Google Classroom. Once you have this, my Google slide, you could just click it here and you will be directed to YouTube, and there's an instruction on how you could properly turn in your homework in Google Classroom. And how to create your account in Google Classroom, you could click here again, and then that would lead you to another video, helpful video, on how you could create your account in Google Classroom. And how to make a YouTube channel, again, click here and you'll be directed to an instructional video. Cool? Okay, so for our writing and speaking activity, here are the instructions. All right, on a piece of paper, write the draft of your speaking activity, self-introduction. Write the following questions down and your answers below each question. Once finished, take a photo of your work and send it in our Google Classroom and turn in your work. Or you may click here again to watch the video instruction that I just made earlier. Cool? So let's move on. So today, we are going to do some quick review. What are those? Quick review in telling time, quick review in everyday English, and also for classroom commands and responses. Let's move on. Now, first on the list in our everyday English is the phrase or is the sentence, I don't understand. Come on, say it with me again. I don't understand. So use this phrase when you don't understand what someone means. All right? So you can start by saying, sorry, I don't understand. Again, say it with me again. Sorry, I don't understand. Very good. All right. So next on our list, number 2. Could you repeat that, please? One more. Say it with me. Could you repeat that, please? Good. So if you'd like someone to say a word, question, or phrase, use this question. Okay? So you could start saying this by, I wasn't listening well enough. Could you repeat that, please? One more. Together with you. I wasn't listening well enough. Could you repeat that, please? Nice. Very good. Good job. So, third on our list is, could you please talk slower? One more. Could you please talk slower? All right. So, this is an easy way to ask someone to speak more slowly. Actually, I want to remind you that this phrase is not grammatically correct. However, it is used often in everyday casual speech. I'll repeat. This right here is not grammatically correct, and I will tell you later the reason why. However, it is used in everyday casual speech. All right, so it's considered okay in English because there's formal and there is casual speaking in English. All right, so grammatically correct question would be, again, the grammatically correct question would be, could you please talk more slowly? One more, together with me. Could you please talk more slowly? All right, very good. Now, could you please talk more slowly? That's because slowly is an adverb. Okay, right here is an adverb. So it describes verbs like talk. Slower is a comparative adjective, which means it should be used to describe nouns. To describe nouns, not verbs. So again, the grammatically correct way of questioning is, should you please talk slower? Okay? I mean, The more accepted way is could you please talk slower, but the grammatically way correct way is could you please talk more slowly. Sorry about that. All right. Fourth on our list is this. Thank you. That helps a lot. Say it again one more time with me. Thank you. That helps a lot. Okay, so after someone starts speaking more slowly for you, thank them with this phrase. All right? Or you can use it in many other situations too. For example, when you're asking for help, and once you receive that help, you could say thank you. That helps a lot. Or when you are receiving a suggestion or a favor from somebody else. One more? That's it? All right, so let's say thank you. That helps a lot. Sounds good. Very good. All right. Number 5 on our list is what does blank mean? Say it with me again. What does blank mean? So, when you hear or see a new word, use this word to ask what it means. Okay, so excuse me, what does opportunity mean? So if you have a new word that is very new in your eye, in your ears, and very new in your eyes, so you could ask this, or you could use this phrase. Okay, so start with excuse me, then what does, followed by the word that you don't understand, mean? Okay, good job. Let's move on. Number 6, how do you spell that? How do you spell that? So English spelling can be tricky. Can be really tricky. So make sure to learn this question. You could also ask someone, could you spell that for me? Again, one more. Could you spell that for me? Good job. All right, so the next one in our list is number 7. And what do you mean? Okay, one more. Say it with me. What do you mean? When you understand the words one by one, but not what they mean together, use this question. You can ask it whether you're confused about what someone is telling you. What do you mean is also used for asking for clarification and explanation. All right. Let's take, for example, this sample dialogue over here. He went to the States to look for a greener pasture. Okay? Say it again with me. Greener pasture. Right? So, what do you mean? Asked letter B. Letter A would say, I mean, he went to the States to look for better situations or better opportunities in life. All right, so greener pasture doesn't mean it's like pasture and it's greener than another pasture. It doesn't mean like that. It means it's better opportunities. Okay, so it's best to ask when you're not sure what someone is trying to convey to you. Okay, so next on our slide is how can I help you? Again, how can I help you? Very good. Now, it is most commonly used in answering the phone. Yeah? Hello, this is Chris. How can I help you? Something like that. Or it could also use to offer help. Like, teacher, how can I help you? Something like that. Okay? So next on our slide is, this one is very used. Okay, I don't know, for me I almost use this every day whenever I do something or say something that I'm not thinking twice. All right, so I could say, I'm sorry. One more, let's say, I'm sorry. Very good. Use this phrase to apologize, whether for something big or small. Use for to give more details. Use for to give more details. So you could say, I'm sorry, then use for, then the reason. Okay, one more. I'm sorry for being so late. Okay, again, I'm sorry for being so late. Very good. All right, so use really to show you're very sorry for something. Use really to show you're very sorry for something. Like you're very sincere that you want that person to feel, not to feel bad anymore, and then to show that you don't mean it. It's not in your intention to do. Okay, so you can say, I'm really sorry I didn't invite you to my birthday party. That's harsh, especially when it's your best friend or if you're friends with someone and you forgot to invite him or her to your birthday party. How could you, right? So, the only thing that you could do is to say sorry, to apologize. Right? Again, let's do it. Let's say it one more time. I'm really sorry I didn't invite you to my birthday party. Good job. All right, next on our slide is excuse me. Again, say it with me. Excuse me. Very good. So, when you need to get through, but there is someone blocking you, say this like, excuse me, can I pass through? Something like that. Or you may also use this politely to get someone's attention. Right? For example, excuse me, teacher. Excuse me, by raising your hand, and then, may I go to the toilet? Okay, for example, your teacher is very busy talking in front, teaching, and he's very, into the moment, and her focus or his focus is not on you directly. So you could raise your hand and say, excuse me, teacher. Okay, may I go to the toilet? So like that. Now, on our next slide is, how does that sound? Say it again with me. How does that sound? Very good. So if you suggest an idea or plan, use this phrase to find out what others think. Okay, let's take for example this sentence. We could have dinner at 6, then go to the movies. How does that sound? Okay, or so you could also substitute this, how does that sound, with what do you think? But what do you think is very common. So we would want to use new words and phrases. Okay? So, number 12. That sounds great. Again, say it with me. That sounds great. Very good. So if you like an idea or suggestion, you can respond with this phrase. Okay? So that sounds great. Meaning you agree. So great right over here. Oh, sorry, let's go back. Great over here can be replaced by any synonym. Like awesome. Let's try it. That sounds awesome. Again, let's replace great with perfect this time. That sounds perfect. Next, let's replace great with excellent. Again, excellent. 1, 2, 3, go. That sounds excellent. Very good. Or you may replace it by the word fantastic. Let's say it with me. That sounds fantastic. Very good. All right, so I think this is the last on our list. Number 13. Oh, never mind. Okay? Again, say it with me. Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's say someone doesn't understand an idea you're trying to explain. If you've explained it over and over again and want to stop, just say this politely and you can now talk about something else. All right, so that's it. That's the last of it. Now let's move on to our classroom language. By the way, if you don't understand the flow of our lesson, please feel free to go back to the video, to the latter parts of the video, and to understand it more so that you can understand it more. All right? So, classroom language. All right. So in our classroom language, these are the usual commands, the usual responses, the usual questions that we ask the teachers, and the situations that I want you to be more thoughtful of. Because sometimes we forget our manners. Okay. Sometimes we do it disrespectfully to the teacher and to our classmates. Okay. So during checking of attendance, again, during checking of attendance, right? Please say if you are present. Present, again, present. All right. So, or you can say, I'm here. Again, I'm here with raising your hands. Okay? Now, if a classmate is not around, don't let the teacher uh, keep calling and calling his or her name over and over again. Okay? If you know that your classmate or your friend is not around, you could say or you could volunteer saying that he or she is not around. Again, he or she is not around. Or if he's absent and the teacher is not aware, you could say, teacher, she's absent or he's absent. Or if he has something to attend to, like an activity that he has to attend or she has to attend, you could say he or she is excused. Again, he or she is excused. Very good. Right, so next in our list. All right, so raise your hands to call the teacher's attention. Don't ever forget that. If you don't understand something, ask. There's nothing wrong about asking, but in a proper way. Also, when you're late, knock on the door, then say, sorry teacher, I came late. May I come in please? Again, sorry teacher, I came late. May I come in please? Very good. All right, so when going to the toilet, don't just walk out of the classroom, okay? Raise your hand again and call the attention of the teacher, then say, excuse me teacher, can I please go to the toilet? Again, excuse me teacher, can I please go to the toilet? Good job. All right, so when you need to take an important call, so don't play or use your phone during our classes, especially in my classes, unless we need the phone for Google Classroom or for, what do you call this? For quizzes. Okay, so I'll allow you to use it. However, if you really need to take it, please say, my mom is calling, may I go out and take the call? For example, your mom is calling, or your father, or your teacher in the next subject. Or you could say, my mom is calling, may I be excused? Don't just go out and then take the call. That's very rude. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, so I hope that as young as you are, I want you to have a good heart, not just a good mind. You know what I mean? This sometimes is more important than this one. Okay, so I want you to train your heart to be always good and always polite, and so that in the near future you could use all these qualities in building up your life. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so I have something here. Let's take a break for a minute. So let's watch a short video, and when I come back, please be ready to answer some simple questions, and you may click right here to watch something right there. Okay, so I'll be back. So I have a short clip for you to watch, and I'm gonna watch with you. Is that okay? Okay, so the clip is called the present, not present tense, present as gift. Okay, synonymous with the word gift, present. Okay, so after watching the video, I want you to share your thoughts or answer this following question. So what is the message of the story? What is the story trying to tell you? Okay, so this is the question number 1. Question number 2, can you relate to the character? If yes, and if no, why? So tell me why. Then number three, why do you think it is important to accept our flaws? Flaws right here meaning your imperfections, because no one is perfect, okay? So even those artists or those idols that you look up to, they are not perfect, okay? They have flaws. Everybody does, okay? So why do you think it is important to accept it? Okay, so it's okay not to be perfect. Who cares? God created you to be exactly you are. So you're the only person that could, um, that could represent yourself in the world. So if you're trying to represent somebody else, who would represent you? So these three questions, I want you to answer them and write on a piece of paper. I will link in the video instruction about this. And before that, let's watch it. Let's watch. What should be? Once. Oh, it's a video. It reminds me of my students always playing games. Well, nothing's wrong with playing games, I guess, but always do it in moderation.
To work.
Ah,
It's such a beautiful day outside. You should let some sun inside. Why don't you stop playing and open the present I got for you?
so I'm not gonna go. Oh, sorry. I'm not gonna go watch the whole thing anymore. But I want you to watch it by yourself and tell me how do you feel about the short. Okay? All right. So moving on. Let's move on. Let's review your knowledge about telling time. Okay. So before we jump into it, right here, let's first talk about the two kinds of clock. Okay, we have two kinds of clock, which is the analog clock. Okay, this one right here, or the traditional clock, what we have, or the digital clock, what we have on our phones. Okay, and also in other devices. All right. So the analog clock has the two arms. The longer arms is what we call the minute arm, and the shorter one is called the hour hand. Okay, so as you can see here, the analog clock is divided into two parts, in halves actually. So, and all the numbers on the right has 5 minutes value. Okay, so 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, so on and so forth. Okay, now if you're being asked to tell the time, and the hour clock and the hour clock and the minute hand, or the hour hand, is pointing right here, you'd say 5 past, 10 past. You'll use past, okay? And then once the minute hand is pointing right here, you'd say quarter past. All right? Now, once the minute hand is pointing here, you'll say half past. Okay? And then it would change when it passes this threshold right over here. You'll change from past to 2. Okay? When the minute hand is pointing here or here, you'll say 25-2, and followed by wherever the hour hand is pointing next. And then once it is pointing here, you'll say quarter to. Right? So we'll do more practice about it in the next slide. Okay, so there are two kinds of clock system. We have the 12-hour, which has AM and PM. By the way, AM and PM means ante-meridian. Say it with me again. AM means ante-meridian. Okay, very good. PM means post-meridian. Again, say it with me, post-meridian. Okay, very good. Now, the second type of clock system is what we call the 24-hour. Okay, that exceeds the 12-hour clock system. Right. So, for example, it's 12:30. It is pronounced as 1230 hours. So that's how you say your hours in 24-hour clock system. Okay. Again, say it with me again. 1230 hours. So I have included here a video you could watch as a guide to further inform you about some of the information that you need to know about this. All right. So next, please remember that we use at plus time when giving time of a specific event. For example, the class starts at 9 o'clock. Okay. Or the flight leaves at 10 to 3. What do you mean by this? At 10 minutes to 3 o'clock. Okay, but you could write it shorter like this. All right, so next, we use it, is, or it's to answer a question that asks for time right now. For example, I ask you, what time is it? You could answer, it is 4:30. Or you could say, what's the time? You could answer, it's 20 to 5. 20 minutes to 5 o'clock. Right? So, let's move on. Now, how do we convert 12-hour to 24-hour clock system? So that's what we are going to review today. All right, so in 24-hour system, when the time is 11:30, lower than 12, 11 is lower than 12. Yeah? So then it's still AM as its counterpart for the 12 clock system. When the time is like this, 13 is higher than 12. Yeah? So the conversion to the 12-hour clock system is PM or post meridian. Okay? Now, in 24-hour system, each hour is denoted by numbers to avoid confusion. So for me, I guess the 24 clock system is better than the 12-hour clock system, because if the number is more than 12, meaning it's PM already, you don't have to like, when is your flight leaving? Oh, it's 6. 6 what? 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. So it's clear when the person said, oh, your plane is leaving like 1430 hours. So it means it's 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon already. Okay? Are we cool? Still okay? All right, so how to convert 12-hour to 24-hour? I have two examples right over here. So, for example, it's 4 p.m. All right, how do we convert that to 24-hour clock system? So, it's easy. All we need to do is to add 12 to 4. So, 4 plus 12 equals 16. Yeah, so the time is 1600 hours. Again, I repeat, the time is 4 p.m. in 12-hour 12 clock system. In 24 clock system, it's 1600 hours. Cool? Okay, very good. Now, how about this? For example, the time is 8:15 or 15 minutes past 8 or a quarter past 8 in the evening. So all you need to do is to add 12 to 8. 8 plus 12 equals 20. By the way, this is math. This is not math. I mean, this is still English, but we're trying to, I'm trying to teach you with how to tell time. So don't get confused. This is not math. This is still English with Teacher Chris. All right. So 15 from here remains the same. You don't have to touch about it or touch that. So the time is 20 hundreds 15 hours. Again, 8:15 in 12 clock system. And to convert it to 24-hour clock system, it would become 2015 hours. So far, so good? All right. All right, so now this time let's try to reverse it. All right, so instead of 12-hour to 24-hour, let's try to convert 24-hour clock system to 12-hour clock system. So right here, our first example, we have 1900 hours. All right, so how do we do that? So instead of adding 12 hours this time, we are going to deduct or minus 12 hours. All right, so 19 minus 12 is 7. So the time is 7 p.m. So since 19 is greater than 12, so we have p.m. So the time is, it's 7 o'clock in the evening. All right. So right over here we have 1436 or 1436 hours. So we have 14 minus 12 equals 2. So since 36 right over here is past 30, we shift from using past to 2 instead. So we deduct 60 minutes less 36 minutes is equals to 24 minutes. Then we add 1 to the actual hour. So if you want to read it simply, it goes like 2:36 p.m. But if we wanted to write in a more formal way, it's 24 minutes to 3. Why? Because 1 plus 2 is 3 in the afternoon. Again, it's 24 minutes to 3 in the afternoon. All right. So thank you. And this is the end of day 2. Please watch all the previous videos and all the video instructions on your video output for this week. And I had so much fun this week 1 and this 2 days that I've been with you and you've been with me and we've been together learning new things. I've learned so much about this new setup and I miss my old setup where I could really see my students. But don't worry, we're gonna go see each other again really soon once the grown-ups have figured out how to stop COVID. Okay? So until then, hang on there, stay safe, stay home, keep healthy, eat a lot of green stuff, vegetables, and exercise. All right, so this has been Teacher Chris. I'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye.